Hey there! If you're watching this, you've probably noticed something strange happening with your car. Maybe your engine's RPM is jumping up and down when you're just idling. You're sitting in your car, parked, and suddenly the engine starts revving on its own. It's frustrating, right? And even a little concerning. Well, don't worry, you're not alone. And today, we're diving into the reasons why this happens, and most importantly, how you can fix it. Before we dive in, if you want more car tips and DIY fixes like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Now let's get started. Understanding the problem. Let's start by understanding what's happening. When your car is idling, the engine should stay at a steady RPM or revolutions per minute. This means it should run smoothly without the RPM needle jumping up and down. But if you notice the RPM going up and down on its own, something might be wrong. This can be more than just an annoying problem. It could be a sign that your engine needs attention. Even though your car might still run fine, fluctuating RPMs mean the engine is having trouble keeping the right balance of air and fuel. It's important to fix this before it turns into a bigger issue. The good news is there are many possible causes for this, from small problems like a dirty air filter to bigger issues like a faulty sensor or fuel system problem. In the next sections, we'll look at the most common reasons your RPMs might be jumping up and down. But before we get into that, let's talk about how to check for issues and why it's important to act quickly. Reason number 1, vacuum leaks. Let's talk about vacuum leaks. You might not even know what this means, but it could be the reason your car's RPMs are jumping up and down. Vacuum leaks happen when air sneaks into your engine in places it shouldn't. There are hoses in your engine that manage airflow, and when one of those hoses has a leak, the engine can get confused. The extra air messes with the balance of air and fuel, causing the RPM to spike up and down. Now you may be thinking, how do I even know if I have a vacuum leak? Well, the good news is it's not that hard to find. You just need a little patience and a simple trick. While your engine is running, take some brake cleaner and spray it near the hoses. If the RPM jumps when you spray in a certain area, that's where the leak is. The brake cleaner changes the engine's air-fuel mixture just enough to make the RPM spike. Once you've found the leak, it's time to replace the damaged hose, and after that the RPMs should smooth out and your engine will run much better. Reason number 2, malfunctioning MAF sensor. Next up, let's talk about the MAF sensor, which stands for mass airflow sensor. This small but important part measures how much air is coming into your engine. It sends this information to your engine control unit, or ECU, which then decides how much fuel to mix with the air. But when the MAF sensor malfunctions, it gives the ECU the wrong information. As a result, your engine can't adjust the air-fuel mixture properly, and that causes those frustrating RPM fluctuations. So how do you check if the MAF sensor is the problem? You can test it with a multimeter to see if it's reading correctly. But don't worry if you're not familiar with that. A simpler way is to clean the sensor with a sensor-safe cleaner. Over time, dirt and debris can build up on the sensor, causing it to send inaccurate readings. Cleaning it might just solve the problem. If cleaning doesn't help, it's likely time to replace the MAF sensor. A new one should restore the correct air-fuel balance and your RPMs should stabilize. It's a relatively simple fix and it could save you from further engine trouble down the road. Reason number 3, faulty IAC valve. Here's another common cause of fluctuating RPMs, the idle air control valve, or IAC valve. This small but important part controls the amount of air that bypasses the throttle plate when your engine is idling. Its job is to keep the engine running smoothly by maintaining the correct airflow when you're not pressing the gas pedal. But if the IAC valve gets dirty or clogged with carbon deposits or other debris, it can't regulate airflow properly. This causes your engine to overcompensate, leading to those annoying RPM spikes and dips. So how do you fix it? The good news is it's a pretty easy fix. First, you'll want to remove the IAC valve and take a look at it. If it's dirty, you can give it a good cleaning with some throttle body cleaner and a soft brush. Clean it thoroughly and reinstall it. If that does the trick, your RPMs should return to normal and your engine will idle smoothly again. If cleaning the IAC valve doesn't work, it might be time to replace it. A new valve should solve the problem and help your engine run properly. But remember, cleaning can often work wonders, so don't skip that step before jumping to replacements. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It really helps out the channel and I appreciate the support. Let's jump back in. Reason number 4. Clogged air filter. If you've been driving your car for a while without changing the air filter, there's a good chance it clogs. Over time, dirt, dust and debris can build up in the filter, blocking airflow to the engine. The air filter plays a crucial role in ensuring that clean air reaches the engine, which helps maintain the proper air-to-fuel ratio. When the air filter is clogged, the engine doesn't get the air it needs, and this causes an imbalance in the air-fuel mixture, leading to unstable idling and fluctuating RPMs. So how do you fix it? The solution is simple. Check the air filter. If it looks dirty or clogged, it's time to replace it. Air filters are inexpensive, and replacing them is an easy task that you can often do yourself without any special tools. All you need to do is remove the old filter and install a new one. You'll be surprised at how much of a difference this simple fix can make in your car's performance. Not only will replacing the air filter stabilize your idle, but it'll also improve fuel efficiency and overall engine performance. So if your car hasn't had a new air filter in a while, it might be time to replace it. Reason number 5. Clogged fuel filter. Another common culprit for fluctuating RPMs is a clogged fuel filter. The fuel filter's job is to keep dirt, debris and impurities out of your fuel system, ensuring only clean fuel gets to the engine. However, over time, especially if you've been using lower quality fuel or neglecting regular maintenance, the filter can become clogged. When this happens, fuel can't flow smoothly to the engine, which disrupts the air-fuel mixture and causes your engine to idle erratically, leading to the RPMs bouncing up and down. How do you fix it? Replacing the fuel filter is the solution, but keep in mind that this job might be a little more involved than simply swapping out an air filter. Depending on your vehicle, the fuel filter might be located in a tricky spot, and you may need to relieve fuel system pressure before removing it. That said, it's still a manageable task for someone with a little experience. If you're unsure, it's best to consult a mechanic. If you've been using your fuel filter for a long time, replacing it could restore smooth fuel flow to the engine and eliminate those annoying RPM fluctuations. It's a relatively inexpensive fix that can significantly improve your car's performance. Reason number 6. Dirty throttle plate. A dirty throttle plate could be another reason your car's RPM is fluctuating. The throttle plate controls how much air flows into the engine when you press the gas pedal. But over time, dirt, grime and carbon buildup can accumulate on the plate, causing it to stick or not open and close properly. When this happens, it messes with the airflow, disrupting the balance of air and fuel. As a result, your engine may struggle to maintain a steady idle, causing that annoying RPM bounce or erratic idle speed. The good news is that cleaning a dirty throttle plate is an easy fix. All you need is some throttle body cleaner and a soft brush. Start by disconnecting the air intake and locating the throttle body. Spray the throttle body cleaner onto the throttle plate and let it sit for a few minutes. Then use the brush to gently scrub away any dirt or buildup. Be careful not to scratch or damage the plate. Once cleaned, reassemble the parts and start the engine. If the throttle plate was the problem, you should notice a smoother idle and no more bouncing RPMs. It's a simple fix that could make a big difference in your car's performance. Reason number 7. Faulty throttle position sensor. A faulty throttle position sensor, or TPS, could also be causing your RPMs to jump up and down while idling. The TPS plays an important role in tracking the position of the throttle plate, which controls the amount of air entering the engine. It sends signals to the engine control unit, or telling it how much air is coming in and helping the engine adjust the fuel-air mixture. But when the TPS is faulty or sending incorrect signals, it can confuse the engine and cause all kinds of problems like erratic RPM fluctuations, engine stumbling, or poor acceleration. How do you fix this? Start by testing the TPS with a multimeter to check if it's working properly. You'll want to measure the voltage as you slowly open and close the throttle. If the readings are inconsistent or the sensor is sending the wrong signals, it's a good sign that the TPS is faulty. Fortunately, replacing the TPS is an affordable fix. It's also a fairly easy task for those who are comfortable with car repairs. Once you've replaced the faulty TPS, your engine should be able to regulate the air-fuel mixture correctly, and your RPM fluctuations should disappear. It's a quick and cost-effective solution that can have a big impact on your car's performance. Before we continue, do you have a question or something you'd like more details on? Drop it in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Reason number 8. Dirty fuel injectors. Another common issue that could be causing your RPMs to fluctuate is dirty fuel injectors. The fuel injectors are responsible for delivering the right amount of fuel into your engine's combustion chamber. When they become clogged with dirt, carbon buildup, or other debris, they can't deliver fuel properly, causing uneven fuel distribution. This leads to engine performance problems like stumbling, rough idling, and of course, fluctuating RPMs. So how can you fix this? Cleaning the fuel injectors is often a simple and effective solution. You can purchase a fuel injector cleaning kit which allows you to clean the injectors yourself. This is a relatively easy task and it doesn't require professional help, though it does take a little time. Be sure to follow the instructions carefully to avoid damaging the injectors. If cleaning doesn't solve the problem and the injectors are still clogged, you might need to replace them. While this can be a more expensive option, it's sometimes necessary if the injectors are too far gone. Replacing the injectors is a bigger task but can make a huge difference in your engine's performance. By keeping your fuel injectors clean, you ensure proper fuel flow and prevent those annoying RPM fluctuations from happening. Reason number 9. Bad fuel pump. The fuel pump plays a crucial role in delivering fuel to your engine at the right pressure. If the fuel pump is malfunctioning, it can cause fuel to flow unevenly or insufficiently, which directly affects your engine's performance. When this happens, your engine can experience fluctuating RPMs as it struggles to get the proper amount of fuel. A bad fuel pump can result in poor engine performance, stalling, or even difficulty starting the engine. If you're noticing a drop in fuel pressure or inconsistent fuel flow, the fuel pump could be the culprit behind your RPMs going up and down while idling. So how can you fix it? If you suspect the fuel pump is the issue, the solution is to replace it. Unfortunately, replacing a fuel pump is a bigger job compared to some of the other fixes we've discussed. It requires draining the fuel tank and removing the pump, which can be a bit time-consuming and might need the help of a professional mechanic. However, replacing a faulty fuel pump is crucial to restoring your engine's performance and resolving the fluctuating RPM issue. It's definitely worth the investment to keep your car running smoothly. Reason number 10. Malfunctioning EGR valve. The EGR valve, which stands for exhaust gas recirculation, plays an important role in reducing emissions by directing exhaust gases back into the engine. This helps the engine run more efficiently and lowers harmful emissions. However, if the EGR valve becomes stuck open, it allows too much exhaust to flow back into the engine. When this happens, the engine can struggle to maintain the proper air-fuel mixture, leading to performance issues such as erratic RPMs. If your EGR valve is malfunctioning, you may notice your engine stalling, hesitating, or running roughly. The fluctuating RPMs are usually a sign that the engine is not getting the right mixture of fresh air and exhaust gases, which is why it can't maintain a steady idle. How to fix it? The good news is that cleaning or replacing the EGR valve can often solve the problem. If the valve is just dirty, you may be able to clean it with some specialized cleaner, which is usually sufficient. However, if it's damaged or stuck in the open position, you'll need to replace it entirely. Cleaning or replacing the EGR valve is a relatively simple fix, but it can make a big difference in restoring your car's smooth performance. Reason number 11. Failing alternator or battery. A failing alternator or weak battery can cause more problems than you might think, and one of the most common signs is fluctuating RPMs. The alternator's job is to charge the battery and power your car's electrical systems while the engine is running. If it starts to fail, the voltage it sends to the engine's computer can become unstable. This disruption can mess with how the engine operates, causing RPMs to jump up and down. But it's not just the alternator. If your battery is weak or nearing the end of its life, it can struggle to supply a steady flow of power. Inconsistency can confuse the engine, causing those erratic RPMs you've been noticing. So whether it's the alternator or the battery, both are crucial for keeping things running smoothly. Start by testing both the alternator and the battery. You can do this yourself with a multimeter or have a professional take a look. If either component is found to be faulty, replacing it is usually the fix. Getting the alternator or battery replaced will not only stabilize your RPMs but also help prevent further electrical issues, so it's a win-win for your car's overall performance. Reason number 12. Damaged ignition system. Your ignition system plays a key role in ensuring that your engine runs smoothly. If something goes wrong with it, it could be the culprit behind those erratic RPMs. The ignition system includes parts like spark plugs, ignition coils, and the distributor. Over time, these parts can wear out, causing misfires that disrupt the normal operation of the engine. When this happens, you'll notice that your engine performance becomes uneven and your RPMs will start bouncing up and down. The spark plugs are the first place to check. If they're old or worn out, they might not fire properly, leading to misfires. Similarly, faulty ignition coils can cause weak or inconsistent sparks, which also results in rough idling and fluctuating RPMs, but they can make a big impact on how your car drives. Fortunately, inspecting and fixing the ignition system is fairly straightforward. Start by checking the spark plugs and ignition coils. If any of them appear worn or damaged, replace them. This is a quick and affordable fix that can restore your car's engine performance, smooth out those RPM fluctuations, and get your car running like new again. Bonus fix: check ground connections. Here's a bonus fix you might not have thought of. Check your car's ground connections. While it might not be the first thing you consider when troubleshooting RPM issues, it's an essential part of your car's electrical system. Loose or corroded ground connections can mess with the car's electronics, causing that frustrating up and down RPM behavior. Here's how to fix it. It's easy. Start by inspecting the ground connections around your engine and electronics. Look for any loose wires or bolts that could be disrupting the connection. If you spot any corrosion, clean it off with a wire brush or cleaning solution. Tighten any loose connections and make sure everything is secure. This simple fix can restore the stability of your car's electrical system, potentially resolving your RPM problem without having to tackle any major repairs. Sometimes it's the overlooked details that make all the difference. Give it a try. You might be surprised at how much smoother your engine runs with just this small adjustment. So there you have it, possible reasons your car's RPMs are acting up at idle. Some fixes are easy and cheap, while others might require a little more work. But don't worry, you've got this. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're always up to date with more tips like this. And share this video with anyone who might be struggling with the same issue. Let's get them back on the road with smooth, stable RPMs. Got questions or want to share your experience with fluctuating RPMs? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And be sure to check out the next video for more car troubleshooting tips.